Doopy-doopy-doo-be-doo. Intro music. Doopy-doopy-doo-be-doo. Welcome to QT, a bit of Vulcan, and what's today? Our first 3D model. Well, hey, we've made it. We're into 3D. This is where I belong. Yes, it's where the world belongs. It's what we are owed. Sorry if I seem a bit out of breath. It's an interesting time that I'm going through. So, we'll let things warm up. What have we got to do today? Have we got any updates? Yes! We will have one, won't we? Twitchy babes. Content. You see, I don't hide anything on this channel. We had the Bugs Sunday talk where I upset myself completely. That was interesting. Alright, but we did get around to starting this week's part of game programming. Okay. Do we have this on YouTube? The Vulcan Vertex Buffer Programming Games Club. No, we don't. So, let's get this going. Let's get it exported. There we go. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, these are the things I do. For you. Just you. Hello, viewer. I do this for you. If anybody wants me to do any subject or cover any kind of games programming, not application programming, games programming, I'm more than willing to do that live on stream. And I promised that we would have... There you go. I'm streaming. There's me, Blades. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't light up. Should it light up? I have no way of knowing if that's working or not. So you can come and join me on stream. As you can see, I do already help people out off stream with any problems that they have. Cubbo is in EVE Online, so if he asks for any help, I do have a private message. Ooh, let me just have a look at that. Not on screen, obviously. Discord, here we go. It's from Sil. Oh, you thought that I was already medically retired. No, I'm only partially retired at the moment. Yeah, how is Dee doing these days? I'll wait on reply to that because there's a lot there. Albion Online portion of my stream, a game I tried for about 10 hours and we came to about the same conclusions. Wow, somebody who's actually tried something that was shown on stream. That there was almost nothing to do in game, although I like the art style. Yes, absolutely, Sil. Thank you. Sil was the best man at my wedding. He is my best friend. Yes, I have a friend. Interestingly enough. We keep in contact through Discord. He's not in the UK, I don't think, at the moment. Well, I hope he's not in the UK at the moment. If he is, Not good. Right, if you want to join this Discord, I can get you an invite. That isn't a problem. If you want to contact me whilst I'm not streaming, that again is not a problem. If you want help with anything, that's okay. You can post links in Discord to GitHubs. So if you want to share code with me, or GIST accounts, or whatever, if you want using GitHub or whatever, we can transfer knowledge and code through Discord. The Discord channel is Amber Skies. I don't think it's private. I also do not think it's public. Oh. So I'm going to make this available to you. Hello, beep boop. If you want to invite friends to this server, click the server name in the top left hand and select invite people. Beep. Clyde, you're a pillock. Just thought I'd let you know. And yes, I said that through my microphone, and if you do not reply within the next 10 seconds, I know that you are 100% a pillock. I know my program will respond immediately. Amber Skies. Server settings. It doesn't say private. Role stickers moderation. Integrations. It is integrated with my Patreon, which has not been updated, and I'm not asking for money, so I won't be updating it. Don't go there and give me money. I don't want your money. Alright. I don't know if this you can just join or not. It's called Amber Skies. It's on Discord. I'm not a Discord professional. I am not going to be making millions and millions and millions of channels. If somebody wants to design this for the Programming Games Club, for like different channels and areas where code can be exchanged safely, if somebody wants to do that, then feel free. I'll mod you or whatever, and you can get on with it. And if you want to make it into something good, I'll give you ownership. If you make it very good, you can have it. It's not. It doesn't mean it. This is just a form of communication for me. All right. This communication, I am now going to make myself available 24/7 to anybody who wants to participate in the Programming Games Club. Anybody asking me stuff outside of that. I will need to know who you are. Like I know who Kubo is. So he's not a mod or anything like that. He's not a special person. It's just that I know who he is. If I don't know who you are, and you are asking outside of the Programming Games Club for information, then you might not get the reply you like. So bear that in mind. If you want to join this Discord, I'm going to open it up to any viewers, whether you follow or whatever. If you want an invite, I think I can stick one in chat, and that will give you access to me 24/7, I guess. How do we do it again? Invite people, I suppose. Copy. So I can get rid of that for a sec. If I go to the creator dashboard here, the stream manager, and paste, that, can I? I can. There you go. There's an invite there to that Discord channel if anybody wants it. If you can see that and click on it within the next so many days, I think it's 24 hours, or is it a week that that's legal and live for? No idea. Not really bothered. Oh, look. Ninjas94, thank you. I got a follow. Go me. That's done. Okay, manage videos. YouTube is now being updated. Here we go. The bugs. I'm not going to pull any punches on this. If people troll me, if you want to come along troll me or try and hack me, feel free. You will get a very sharp and nasty reaction out of me. I better warn you. I will not put up with fools. If you want a nice community where we can interact with each other in a civilized fashion, then that is what I will give you. If we get trolls in any way, shape or form, or any people who want to disrupt the community, God help them. I will not be nice, and I can be very vicious. If anybody wants to try and hack me, infect me with a virus, please feel free. Do remember, though, that this will be reciprocated back to you. I am not defenseless. My computers do not have antivirus software on them. Okay? I leave all of my computers open. The only security which is infallible against hacking is to switch your computer off. So even if you do come through to this computer that I'm using here, which is my main system, you will find nothing on it. No details about me, my bank, or anything. This system is clean, empty, and is not protected. You may freely test your hacking skills against Windows 11 if you wish. But please leave a message that you are not doing this maliciously and you are just doing it to test your skills. If you don't, God help you. If you decide to try and infect me with a virus, I will return it with certain changes to the payload. Be warned. I am the antivirus on this computer. So, security warnings over. Code of conduct over. Let's get on with the day. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yay! Good start. We were up to somewhere over here, weren't we? Yeah, our first model. We decided we're not going to go for a plane. We wanted to try something different because of the problems that a plane can do. I wasn't quite correct in what I said yesterday at the end of the stream about the hole that you fall through. The reason I wasn't quite correct is it's a mathematical reason. The basis of that mathematical reason is that a computer stores binary, and in binary you cannot record certain real numbers. One of the most famous being 0.7. So if you were to place a vertex 0.7 away from the origin of your world, you can't. That vertex would instantly disappear, a hole would appear, you fall through the floor. That's the real reason. That's the actual bug. The bug is that us humans decided stupidly to use base 10 in our programming. And real numbers. To stop that from happening, obviously you use integers. You don't use real numbers, which have decimal places, which binary cannot understand. It is an actual physical limitation, not a programmatical limitation. And it's a real thing. if you look it up. Just look up on Google, how do I represent 0.7 in binary? And you will get some interesting results. Right, that over with, that correction done. I didn't want to go into all of that yesterday because we only had a bit of time. So let's get on with this modelling. I don't want to do it on Windows. We decided that it's going to look like a key from my keyboard. A very thin key, so probably from a laptop instead of one of these bigger keyboards. And it's going to have this edge on it, which is going to be a little weird. Okay, so we could use a model of a laptop key. Interesting. I'm going to leave that up. Have I got anything else here? I've got Discord going. It's live. This is now completely live whenever this computer's on. It's also live on my phone. Any messages coming through on Discord will be transmitted to me via phone. Be aware. And it's public. Be aware. Don't want to... I've updated everything, haven't I? Right, nice me now can switch back on. Nasty me can switch back off. Excellent. Welcome, everybody. We're going to have some fun today because you are going to see Blades, the cantankerous old git, do the impossible. He's going to use Blender. Blender is free software and it does 3D models. What's this doing here, this search? I don't want a search. Did I ask for a search? Oh no, don't do that. I don't want you. Go away. Who's Vodafone and why are you here? You're advertising, you basket case. Firefox, you are advertising on my homepage. Please be aware of it. If you do see this, I will take action if you continue to do so. If this cannot be switched off after this stream, you will receive a warning from me. I only give one warning. It will have 14 days in which to reply. If you do not do something about it, then I will. Do not advertise on my channel. Right, that over with. I'm quite happy to give out warnings. I record everything, it all goes up on YouTube, and that means it's legally binding. You have the power to do the same. You can record everything that you do and put it on YouTube. You do not need to make it public. As long as it's there on YouTube and it's time stamped, and YouTube will know if you modify or edit the video. I do not do any editing or modifying of my videos for legal reasons. Just an FYI. Now, what have we got? We have a programming development system which we've developed over the last week or two. We have Qt. If people don't want me to use Qt, please, please, please tell me soon, because I'll have to transfer all the files over to probably C++ or C or something without the Qt library. I don't mind if you want me to do it in a different way. If you don't like Qt, let me know. I'm only using it because it's convenient. I'm being lazy. Right. Let's fire up Blender. I'm going to keep this open, I think. Let's get on with what we're doing today. Any questions in chat? You wonderful people out there. Don't forget to leave me messages on the YouTube channel or send me a private message through Twitch. I'm quite happy to read them. If you send me a private message through Twitch, please do not expect a reply. That would be beyond what I can promise. Here we go, Blender. Woo! Way! Go me! Don't know what this means. What's next? Oh, that looks nice. Oh, there's a manual. Okay. Oh, we've got a cube. All right. We have a camera. We have a light source. We have a cube. It's grey. Yum yum. And we have a lot and lot. Oh my god, we have a lot of menus. I haven't opened or used Blender in over 3 years. And previous to that, I have used Blender sparingly. So bear with me. If you're any good at Blender, help me out. Or design some models. Send them over. You'll never know, you might get something in return. All files will be blend files. We are not converting, importing or exporting to any other file format from here. This is to keep the chain of events simple. We first of all need to create a model. We then need to load that model up into a converter. That converter will change it into something that can be used by our buffer system. That buffer system will be in a static library called Midnight, and that can be used by anybody to then load models into their games. 3D, well, I will extend it to 2D if you want me to do sprite sheets and sprite atlases and stuff like that. I'm quite happy to do that for you, but that is not my intention here. I'm still on my coffee, don't worry, that's why I'm delaying. Right, so we've got this. Which way's forwards? We have an X, a Y and a Z seems to be up. That's interesting because when I was reading that comment within the program, it said Y is up. So Z and Y have been messed up for us. So Blender doesn't go by the rules of OpenGL. How do I move this around? Okay, click your middle button, move your mouse, the thing moves around. Okay, we've got that. So X, so that's that red line there is positive X. It goes through our model into the negative X. The green line is negative Y on the left, positive Y on the right. The positives are shown here in the orientation in the top right hand corner. Very nice. Blender, you have got a lot better over the years. This cube is a little bit special in that it's the wrong size. I want a 1 meter cube. This is a 2 meter cube. So the scales are wrong. Alright, first things first. It's not going to be a cube, we're going to create the floor. As for the light and the camera, I'll leave them for... Nah, delete. I don't want them. I'm not interested in them. There we go, the floor. There's the floor. That's what it looks like. We can use it like this. We don't need to actually do anything to the model. All we need to do is place it deep enough so that that square there is what you stand on. So you would have to move it down by half, which we're not going to do. I want the center of the cube, the center of the model, to be at the center of the world. Don't move the model. Okay. Let's bring it down to size in the... Let's keep X pointing towards us. So this is the front face. That's its left-hand side, that's its right, top, bottom, and rear is around the back. Okay. Let's reduce its height. Its height is in the Z direction. We want that to be 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters is 0.1, I guess. There we go. The X and the Y, it is 1 out from the center. Each one of these smaller squares here is 1 meter squared. Did I put that in? It's not telling me. It's not telling me. Okay, it's not telling me at the moment, so we'll just leave it on layout, shall we? Can we just have a look in here? Let's look under the scene, collection, scene, volumetrics maybe? Well, it's got an M after it, so I think it's metric. And that's in meters. So yeah, I think we're working in meters here. We do need to have some kind of relation to reality. So each one of these little squares that you can see on the screen here is 1 meter by 1 meter. I think I've preset that already. But don't quote me, we might not have done so. Materials, the cube itself, object constraints, the floor, okay. So the floor is derived from the cube, that's why that still says cube. It's inherited. Motion, visibility, display. Custom properties maybe? No. Visibility, instances, collections. Yeah, it's got M after it, so it is in meters. So it's understanding the relationship. That's good. As long as it understands, that's fine. Let's get back to our floor and find out what we need to do. Resolution 1080p. Output metadata. You can put this into imperial inches and feet if you wish to. I just don't know where it is right now. So what do we know about this? Process data, light, effects. Just having a quick look through menus, units. There you go, metric. So you can go imperial into feet and inches. We're going to stay with metric. Rotation is in degrees. Length is in meters. Mass is in kilograms. Time is in seconds. Temperature is in Kelvin. There we go, we've found it. Gravity is turned on at 9.8 meters per second. Audio is inverse clamped. Yes, distance model. Yes, that's right. The further away you get away from something, the quieter it becomes. Right. Our world is looking good. So, it's too big. It's 2 meters by 2 meters. We can tell that because there's 2 squares by 2 squares. If we look down upon this from the top, you will see it's 2 squares by 2 squares. So we'll have to change that to 0.5. And 0.5. There we go. That is now 1 meter by 1 meter. Because remember, it is centering at 0, 0, 0. Okay, keep X to the front. I need to keep X to the front. Now, the bottom has to be bigger than the top. So we need the bottom face to grow. Okay. By how much? 10 centimeters? It seems to be going from the middle, so if I increase its offset by 10 centimeters, so the bottom face would be 0.51, then the model itself should generate what we want it to look like. All we have to do is increase that face. So the bottom face is here. Oh, it's got a shadow on it. That's nice. So that's the layout. Let's go to modeling. Let's go to select. All none. Can we have a view? Okay, view. Doesn't do what I want it to. It's just top right, is it? Could be. What have we got here? Show overlays. Gizmos. This seems to be doing this here. I want perspective. So you can click on that and do that. Oh! I wasn't expecting that to happen. Oh, we're in modelling, yes. Okay, how do I select that bottom face? Select faces. So bounding box, 3D cursor, individual origins, medians, transforms, edge, face. Snap with closest. Move, rotation, scale. We've got a scaler. Alrighty. So let's go to that. Let's see if we can get that face there. We can. All we had to do was drag, left click and drag, and we selected that face. All we now need to do is increase that face by 0.1. Which is 20%. So I've selected that. Can I go to that face now and scale it? Move, rotate, scale. Alright, we'll switch those off. We'll just leave it with move, shall we? Closest center, median, active. How do I alter this face? Vertex, maybe? Face. Extrude? Extrude. That will pull the face in and out, won't it? Surely. What have we got down here? Select box. Oh, right. This is how you select, is it? It's over here now, is it? Rotate. Scale. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting some kind of menu. Oh. Right click. Oh, we can bevel. So if I were to do click, okay, how do I know when it gets to 10 centimeters? Is there anything on screen giving me the size? Ah, scale, up top left. Okay. I need to be able to control that scale. How can I control that scale without using a mouse? I need 1.1. There's 1. 1.1032. Okay. Can I do the same to this one? No, not really. This will need tidying up now because I've messed with values. So it wasn't blue. We've done red. We need to do green. Okay. Oh, I don't like this system. I want to be able to actually type things in. I want exact. Right, well, we're getting close. But we've only done one bit, it would seem. I want to move a vertex. Can we just not move or position a vertex? Vertex. Move. Right, gotcha. So if I select that vertex there... Oh god, we're still in this goddamn thing. Stop it now. How do I get out of this? Like that, okay. Okay, it's come up with these widget things again. We're in edit mode. Okay. How do I find the position of this vertex as a number? Is it in here? Object instances method use vertices instant child objects. Yeah, we can't click on that. We don't want an instance. How do I access that position? Push pull. We do seem to have some kind of number up here, but I can't get to it. My mouse cursor can't get to it. We have an XYZ up here. My mouse cursor isn't going to it. Right click, cancel. XYZ. options. Transform. I just want to move a vertex. That's all. Shrink, fatten. Supports any combination of grab, rotate and scale at once. Ah, crap. Move. Oh. Where is the output for this? Good, isn't it? So I can move it in the X direction. We don't want to do the Z direction. How can I precisely move that? It's saying D colon. And then it disappears when I let go. Oh God, how do I get the information up on that? Is it one of these keyboard commands like Control N? No. Alright, I'm stuck at this point, and slightly confused by the system. As we can move things, but I don't seem to be able to get any information up on it. Move selected items. Alright, this is cocking up now. How do we set these damn things? Alright, let's start looking through. Where's the mesh? Vertex groups. How do I undo? Control Z maybe? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, that seems to have worked. I need precision. Seem to have vertex. Material. Floor cube. Add object constraint. Collisions. Rigid body. Blah de blah. Floor. Particle properties. Modifiers. This gives the location 0, rotation 0, scale 0. Delta transforms. Relations. Parenting. Collections. Add a collection. Alright. Any ideas? I want to move that one vertex 10 millimeters. 1 centimeter. 0.01. I've got this wrong. The Z has the wrong thing there. I want that 0 on it. I want it 1 centimetre thick. That's better. I thought it was a bit thick. Oh yeah, that's better. Right, I want to move that 1 centimetre in the X direction. Positive X direction. We'll try doing this one first then, shall we? And 1 centimetre in positive Y direction. So I want to move it 1 centimetre in each direction. How do I do that? It's a simple request. There's nothing on screen that's saying or shouting out at me, this is the obvious way to do it. How to change the location of a vertex using the keyboard. None of that makes any sense to me. I know how to manipulate meshes. I just want to change the position of 4 vertices. I don't want to be doing modelling. Meshes, curves, surfaces, meatball, text, volumes, empties, modifiers. I bet it's hidden in a modifier. Modeling, services, editing. So I can get to this face again. We can go to scale. Move scale. Transform just takes position. Mirror, snap, spin, add, split, separate. Show, hide, clean up, delete. Okay, I bet it's under transform then. Okay. A surface can be edited by transforming the locations of the control points. Move, rotate, scale like other elements in Blender, described in basic transformations. How do I access it? How do I select that surface? Okay. Not very good. Shift. Okay. We have a surface. How do I set its size? Object, mesh, curve, surface, transform, scale. Object. Where's mesh? Scale. The amount of scaling will be displayed in the header of the 3D viewport. Transform control, shortcuts, numeric input. Using the mouse for transformations is convenient, but if you require more precise control, thank you very much, I do, you can also enter numeric values after pressing the shortcut type number to indicate the magnitude of the transformation. Huh? 1.01. I think we need to be in this window, don't we? Okay. That just did that. Give me that. I want to take the face. transform. Shortcut, Shift Spacebar S. Okay, Shift Spacebar. Oh. S. Comes up with that. One. Do you just type or what? After pressing the shortcut, type a number to indicate the magnitude of the transformation. After pressing the shortcut, type a number. Okay. 1.01. Nothing. Okay, so I select that. What the fuck's going on? Why is this so difficult? Do not understand what it is trying to do. If I do that, X is towards me, Y is to the right, Z is up. If I choose you, can I not position you? Oh right, I've got a full selection on now, haven't I? That's better. Oh no, the cursor's moved. Oh. Alright, I'm going to keep it this size. Why is this cursor moved? Did I click it? Does right clicking or something do something? How do I reset this? Why is this not obvious? Geometry nodes. Oh. We have a completely different set of things here. Okay, select none. Select you. Oh, it gives me everything. Okay, let's put this into a different mode then, somehow. So which one are you not selecting? Okay. Okay, I found you. Can I select them here? Show only selected. Ah. 1.01. How do I modify this? Use filters, floor, 1. Modify. Just want to modify it. Can we move it? Okay, we can. Can we modify it from here now? No. Why not? It's coming up here, floor, add modifier. There's no transform here. In the properties region. Object properties. Transform. Okay, how do I get rid of this garbage here now? I'm going to keep this garbage up, this looks fun. Properties, properties, where's properties? Properties, object properties. How do you get this? The transform panel in the sidebar region allows you to view and manually numerically control the position, rotation and other properties of an object. These may need to be manipulated numerically, reset or applied. In edit mode, it mainly allows you to enter precise coordinates for vertex. This is what I want. How do you get to it? Mode, object mode, edit mode. I'm in edit mode. Where's properties? I don't know where properties is. Is it in here? Oh. But I don't want the floor. I want you. I want that vertex. Well, we only have floor to go on. Got the cube here. Okay, I haven't updated these. I haven't reset the scales. This is fucking annoying. I know what I want to do. I want to get to this screen here. How do I get to this screen here? Where is it? Scenes and objects. Alright, I've given up with this one. No, go away. Just go away. Escape. Get out of it. No, it won't go away. So we can't control the windows either. How do I get rid of this window? Why is this still here? Okay. How do I get rid of this one? Where's all my information gone now on here? Okay. I don't want this open. Thank you. It used to be something like Alt or Control N. Let's try Alt N. Okay. Control N. No. Shift N. Recalculate normals. No. Control Shift N. Oh, for fuck's sake. Scenes and objects. So mode, panel. Properties. Where's the properties panel? Is that it? No. That's render properties, isn't it? Do we have to be in object mode and to select the object? Maybe. Layer properties. Jesus. Scene properties. World properties. Object properties. Transform. That's here. Okay, so this here is what that there is. That's this panel here is here. Each yeah. These may need to be manipulated numerically. Yeah. In edit mode, it mainly allows you to enter precise coordinates for a vertex. How to place that into edit mode? We go here and we say edit mode. This hasn't changed. Panel 3D viewport sidebar transform. Item, tool, view. 3D cursor, right, we can reset that now. Thank God for that. Rotation. Why is there a rotation here? Why have I got this rotation? Oh, that's on the 3D cursor. Don't know why. Okay. We might be getting somewhere now. Okay, let me find out which way up I am. I want to edit or select you. Item. Vertex. Oh, thank God. Found it. It should be at... the only one we want just the X and Y, don't we? Which vertex are we looking at? Jesus, this is a difficult program to use. So it was hidden behind a little arrow that you bring out, which it says nothing about here. Blender, do something about your manual. Right, if I put this to 10... I said 10 millimeters, didn't I? Which is 1 centimeter. So our X direction and our Y direction need to be increased by 1 centimeter. That's 1.01. Oh, for God's sake. .01. Our X is done. Our Y is 1.01. Our Z is incorrect. I'll transfer that to -1. It should be global. It's done something different globally. Okay, fine. That is now where I want it to be. You can see there's a slight movement. It doesn't seem to have done things properly. Has that moved down? It has. Oh, it may have come out. Alright. Let's have a look at this vertex. Let's take you, get X facing me so I know where the vertex is. The X direction is towards me. For God's sake, just delete. 1.01. Oh, it's got a transform. I didn't bake it. Alright, I know what I'm doing now, I think. Okay. Alright. I remember this now. Or I'm starting to remember parts of this. So you start with a cube. We don't need the light. We don't need the camera. We can call the cube the floor. We then need to modify its scaling to 0.5. Initially it's 0.5. No. In the X direction and the Y direction it's 0.5. In the Z direction we want it to be 10 millimeters thick, which is 1 centimeter, so that is 0.01. We get a tile. We now need to reset its scaling. We're in object mode. Object. One of these selections will do that for us. So move to sphere, yeah, push pull, move no, align, transform selected items by mode type. Set origin. Well, we don't need to set the origin because we haven't moved it. We need to reset the geometry. So mirror, clear, apply. All transforms. Pink. They all return to 1. The shape doesn't change. Perfect. We now have the base shape for a tile with the correct scaling. 1 meter by 1 meter. What we just did there is normalize the scaling relative to itself rather than the outside world. 0.5 is relative to the outside world. Relative to itself, it's 1. It is a size of 1. This is the size of 1 floor tile. So we've now made it independent of its surroundings. Right, that's step 1. We are getting better at this already. So what we can do is we can go into edit mode. We can choose any vertex we like. Let's choose this vertex here again, shall we? That one there. The one at the bottom in positive, positive. This is the positive, positive. This is the negative, positive. This is the negative, negative. And this is the positive, negative quadrant of your model as they go over the origin. So we found it in here, didn't we? Okay. Let's pull you up. So that vertex is at 0.5 by 0.5 by minus 0.01, which is perfect. If we look down the ramp here, is this true? The green line doesn't bisect there, it doesn't bisect there. Where does it actually bisect? In the middle. So something's wrong. isn't 10 millimeters. It says it's at minus 10 millimeters. That is 20 millimeters thick. So this is wrong. Unless we move the whole thing down and halve that. Don't like that idea. And then reset it. .3D modelling is very, very complicated. This is why I don't do it. I don't do 3D modelling, and I don't open Blender and try and do this normally. I would just download something and then suffer the consequences, I guess. That's no good to me. So we're going to have to go back to the model. We've found out that that's actually 20 millimeters deep. So object mode. There you go. It says it here. So this has to change. It's 20, I was right, 20 millimeters deep. So we want it 10 millimeters deep. So we can change it direct. Thank you. There are 5 millimeters up, 5 millimeters down. That is dead center. That's perfect. We could move the whole model down by 5 millimeters. Do we want to do that? Yes, the floor should be at 0, which that green line should be at the top, not in the center. So let's try moving it down. We need to move it down by 5 millimeters. So let's try doing that. Minus 0.005. Perfect. Got it. Right, so everything's correct. We now need to reset the whole damn thing. So the object needs to be rebaked again. We did that last time by apply, all transforms, like that. Resets everything to 0, puts our model into the correct place, and now the dimensions are correct, the scale is correct, the X, Y and Z are correct, and the location is correct, and the top surface is on the plane of X, Y, 0. Sorry, Z0. So it isn't at any height. The model will protrude below the floor. This now works. Okay, model, well done. It means that we can program this by placing this model anywhere we want in any location using an integer. Let's say, I want the floor to be flat at height 0 at location 10,10 in my map. And this square will then be placed at 10,10 in the map, and it will extend out by ½ a meter in all directions. We then need to have an underside to catch fall-throughs or physics to stop people falling through the floor, which is why we're having a bottom side. We don't have to render the bottom side, by the way. but we probably will to begin with. Right, let's get back into edit mode. Now we can operate this in a normal kind of fashion. We want to move the X over by 10 millimeters. This is 10 millimeters thick, isn't it? I hope it is. I hope that's not a centimetre. Minus 0.01. It's a centimetre down. Alright, ignore that for a second. Yeah, I just want to add 1 to these. So, put that one to a 1. Tab. Did it save? No. 1. There, thank you. It's now starting to look right. Put U to a 1, return. That didn't work. Remember, I'm doing this on a local. There's a space in there somewhere. 0.51 space meters, got you. Now I know how you're working. Now we have the degrees, that 45-degree angle thing happening. Right, so if we do the same to here, where in the X direction we pull it forwards, and in the Y direction we remove 1 from it, so that's a 4,9. No. Yes. No. Other way. -5. Oh, it's got a negative in front. Idiot me. Why? It has moved. We now do have that angle going. Good. Let's move on to this back one. So really we're just going to go through all of these and put a 1 in front, press return. Press return. That should give us that angle down there as well. It does. We've got the angles. We just need our last one here. This is our X. Yeah, that's right. 1. And we need to check the model after this. Alright. So if we look down upon it, we have this bevel. That's what a bevel is, by the way. And it's the correct size. All it has to do is if somebody falls through the floor at that point there, it will be caught by the lower floor. So there's 2 faces. That top face, if somebody accidentally drops through this due to a real number calculation ending in 0.07 or something, and that suddenly disappears, the location below it will catch it because this point isn't in the same place. This point here will then be used as the calculation for the area of the triangle and to see whether they are landing within that triangle. If they do, then that's fine. We've caught them. It's a solid object. We can then readjust and place them back on top of the object. They can then stand on nothingness. For this frame, and every frame we will have to keep doing that calculation to make sure they carry on standing on nothingness and they are replaced back up, even though gravity will continue to keep pulling them down frame by frame. We will then be able to give them this teleport back up to fix the problem that we might be able to avoid. fantastic, we've just learnt how to model that. At this point, we again need to go back to our object and apply all of the transformations. Okay. This now means that our object is completely independent of its surroundings. It is of the correct measurements, which we took from our surroundings to initially. And this means we can scale it within our program to make this any size we wish. And it will still work as intended. It will be bug free. But remember, if we do resize, we will possibly have a problem scaling. With calculations, because these are real numbers. We would have to multiply these out by 100 and stop using meters and use millimeters. No, centimeters. Have I done this in centimeters and not millimeters? I bet I have. I don't care. It's close enough for the biscuit for me for my first try. Blender, 10 out of 10 for your program. 0 out of 10 for your manual. Sorry guys, you fucked up. That was not easy to use. Okay. File, we don't need to do anything with it, so we're just going to save it as. It will be placed into something, a folder, which we can call Blender models. And we are going to do that. We're going to open that location. We are then going to title. It is going to be base. Wait a minute, we're on, no, do not use capitals. Base. Now we can use capitals. Floor. Tile. Okay, so blend, save, done. There we go. We are now in Home Blades, Blender Models, Base Floor Tile, Blend. And that is the perfect tile. You have to remember that what happens underneath the surface of this tile is irrelevant. Although the top surface and, no sorry, all of these surfaces are going to be solid within the program. In other words, you can't fall through them. We are still going to have a catch drop through because of the real calculations, programming problems with decimals. Right. That only took 1.5 hours to make properly. Thanks to a fantastic Blender 3.1 manual, which is about as helpful as smashing your head against a brick wall. Not impressed. This is why I didn't use Blender before. It's not because Blender's bad, it's because the manual is crap. Right, so we now have a model. We have to change something on this model. So let's come and do this. So can't write properly. Which is why I use capitals. Right. Base floor tile.blend has now been created. It's not yet correct. We need to do some more work on it. We will do that next. I'll go and put the kettle on. Okay, kettle's on. So what have I forgotten to do? The only thing I've forgotten to do at this point on this file, this wonderful tile, is a colour. What colour shall we make it? We could make it brown for dirt, green for grass, gold for sandy. We're just going to choose one as a base colour for any tile that is loaded up into our system, or when a base floor tile being loaded up into our system. The most sensible probably being grass, maybe? Remember, we're going to texture this, so it doesn't matter what colour we make it. We can make it bright pink, and that will definitely tell us if our textures are working, won't it? That's an option and is actually used by the industry. That is the colour that they make their base tile. It is a bright, or the brightest day glow magenta colour they can muster out of their system. Something that will look so off if your textures fail that it will be glaring at you in the face. That's how they go about it. That's not how I go about it. Because I'm not that paranoid. So you can make it any colour you want, but whatever colour you make it, you have to know what it is. Because if your textures do fail, that's the colour that's gonna, well, that's what's going to show. Do you want it to blend in, or do you want it to be smashingly obvious that everything's wrong? Interesting thoughts can be... we could do a talk about that, I suppose. I'm not that paranoid. I'm going to make it... I don't know, what do you think? Chat? You get a choice. What colour? This isn't going well. I'm trying to do something here and it's just not working. Oh, that's better. Right, that's worked. I think I need to make a cup of coffee. Okay. How do we place colour on that? Well, considering the manual is so damned helpful... we can put different colours on different faces, can't we? We can make it multicoloured. We'll also be able to test camera clipping on it as well, because we can stand these up on the sides and use them as test walls as well. That'll be interesting. Yes, we are going to have walls with depth, not just a plane. Right, coffee cup. Gonna make me coffee. Be right back. Okay, we have coffee. Okay, that's where we're up to. Get rid of that mouse, we're no longer on that computer. I went shopping this morning, and I think I found the solution to this mouse and keyboard problem using a laptop stand which I can either affix to the chair, or there are ones that are designed that can be affixed to the desk in front of me, with a swinging arm, which I can then take the keyboard for the second, the Linux computer, and I can swing that in and out whilst leaving the main host computer, the Windows computer, in front of me on the desk slider pull-out bit, which has the keyboard and mouse on. That might be a good idea. I'm going to go and check on that tomorrow. I've got some finances spare in an account, so I'll grab a taxi and my wheelchair, and we will pop off to the shops, to some computer shops, and have a look and see what they've got in store. If I can't find anything that I like, I will have to order online. But I want to see the keyboards, because the keyboard I've got doesn't have the backslash key, for instance, on it. So I can't do \n or any escape characters at all. So I want a better keyboard as well at the same time, that's going to be more reliable. It needs to be a corded keyboard and mouse, as I cannot, in the middle of doing a stream, start getting up and hunting around for batteries. That would be bad. Unless I can find a self charging keyboard and mouse set. That's a thought I hadn't had until just now. Maybe I need to look at that. Right, how do we make this colour? How do we add our colour? Object properties. Modifier. Particle. Physical. Constraints. Data. Material. Base colour. Nothing much is here, happening here. Do I have to assign this? Probably. It says floor material. Show filtering options. What are these buttons doing here? Browse material to be linked. Okay, so if we click on this material, we can fake user. We can add a new material. We can unlink a data block. Link material to object or the object's data. Interesting. What's the difference? Doesn't tell us. There's no pop-ups on that. Reset to default, copy data path, copy blah, new drivers, marker as assets. We can save a colour out as an asset, great. Not something I really want to be doing right now. Use nodes, no thank you. That's just a visual way of doing what I'm doing here. GX, multi-scatter, distribution, who cares? Random, fixed radius, no idea. So we've got subsurface, metallic, spectacular, sorry, specular, specularity, tint, roughness, anisotropic filtering, rotation, sheen tint, clear coat, IOR. Where's alpha? Oh good, it's 1, it's solid. Normal, 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 default, default, default. That should go green. Object mode. Oh, that's how it extends the selections. Can you draw this properly? Object types visible. I took the camera away, didn't I? Method to display shade objects in the 3D viewer. Wireframe. There it is. That's what we've got. Right, let's change this green colour. It looks awful. Alright, let's just keep going around this until I get something that's nearly what I want, like a grassy type green. Okay, we have an alpha. I want to bring the darkness down so that it's not overbearing. See if we can get any better here. What's this H doing? Alright, that's moving that way. What's the S doing? That's moving it towards white. What's the V doing? That's the brightness. Okay, let's go RGB. I've given up with that already. Red. 0. Green, 0.8. RGB, 0.05. Alpha is 1. We will put you to 0.05 as well, to balance that up. What happens if I now bring this down? The display is awful. I'm getting awful colours. I don't know what you're getting. The red totally disappeared. And it shouldn't have done. Maybe we do need a subsurface. Oh, that's not... Oh, wait a minute. I want diffuse. I want KD. Diffuse depth. Maybe. Is there a KD here, or is it just inventing it as it flies through? Right, the colours are awful. That might be something to do with the way that it's interacting with my monitor. Remember, I do not have a graphics card driver installed. Alright, I'm going to go with what I know. I'm going to go with... The base colour has to be a minimum value. You cannot go for 0. So we're going to go for 0.05, which is 5% red. We're going to go for 0.05. Oh jeez, it's done this stupid thing again. 0.05, which is 5% blue. Green, we are going to go for 0.4. 475. Oh, it's doing this stupid thing again. 475, please. That should give us a dark green. What do you get on your screen? I'm not really getting a dark green. There's no light, of course. Yeah, it's dark green. Alright, yeah, that's going to work. Do I really need to change the undersurface? No. It shouldn't be green. The side, only the surface, top surface should be green. For now, I don't care. I'm going to take that. I will take that. We've got a green tile. Alrighty. Right, so check. Everything's on 0s and 1s. We do have proper dimensions showing. We have colour. We have the center of the object at the origin, but we have offset our object so that the top surface is at 0z. So lies along the origin for its z vector, which means the rest of the tile goes below the 0 height for the height map. I think I've just given away how we're going to do maps. This makes it easier for us to place our tile. Do not ever, ever, ever do what I see a lot of people doing, and I have done in the past and really screwed up because of it, is be tempted to move that point there this point here to the origin, so that your tile fills up this square here. That will put your problematic area of where the vertex is at the origin. You don't want it there. You want people, if at all they are going to move tile by tile, if you're making a game where, like chess, where the pieces move tile to tile, you can use integers now to get them to the center of each tile. If you move the whole thing over, you can use real numbers because you have to move them to that position plus 0.5 plus 0.5. So you're then stuck with a real number system. And as we know, computers cannot do calculations in real numbers. It is physically impossible for them to do so. Right, now we know that, we've probably avoided most of the pitfalls that I can think of. I think we've got what we want. I'm happy with all the numbers. How hard was that to find? Jesus. Save. Quit. What we can do is say, where did code go? Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, code. Close folder. We want to open a file. It's in Blades, Blender Models, Blender. Open. This file is not displayed in the editor because it's either a binary or uses unsupported text encoding. Do you want to open it anyway? No extensions found. I was hoping for more than this. Installation, add-on tools, I create a new add-on. Add-on templates, it's in Python. And it's just a scripting tool for add-on tools to Blender. Alright, so we can't do that. Right. I just wanted to test it, but obviously we can't test it. So, I was hoping for a bit more from VS Code. It's usually quite good. But if you have an editor that can load it up, just load it up. Can we get rid of this garbage now, please? You really were unhelpful. I'm sorry to say. Oh, good. It looks as though they listened. They are not advertising here again. Or am I just assuming that? Right. How dare they advertise in my space? Oh, because if they do advertise in my space, it is my intellectual space. We are recording it. I am broadcasting it. I can sue them. Yeah. My legally beaglies will have their guts for garters. Don't you dare, Firefox. Right, we need to be able to load that up and display it. What have we got? We have Midnight and a Vulkan widget. Okay, let's take a look at that. It's over on GitHub, everybody, so if you want to go and pick this up, go to FrazorBladeSharp/Rana on GitHub. Come down to here. Today we are in GFX Dev. So this is the code. We do have Vulkan widget available to us. That's not what I want. We need to create something brand new, because what we're not going to be putting any part of this next development stage into our Midnight engine, whatever you want to call it, static library, but it is part of Rana still. So we're going to have a new folder now, and we are going to call it Developer Tools. And it's not going there. Oh, yes it is. Now it's up to you whether you want your developer tools to be command line or desktop. Personally, I'll go for command line, if that's okay with you lot. But it is your choice. So we've now got this thing called developer tools. We can now create a project. I said console. We'll choose that. Let's give it a name. Convert. Convert Blender to Midnight. we are going to place this in our developer tools. These will be developed separately and independently and then deployed so that we can use our developer tools from anywhere, and this will allow us to do things usefully. I will go with developer tools and open. I will use that. I'm not going to click that button. That looks good. Build system. QMake. Language translations none. I don't speak any other languages. I've got WebAssembly. Woo! Go me. Git, yeah, why not? There it is, folks. It's just scanning for tests. No general messages, so it checks out, and we should be able to run it. There you go. We get a terminal, does nothing, nothing surprising there. Close terminal. Right, so it's a Q-Core application. I can do it from here. Projects. File system. So the build is within developer tools. It doesn't come into the Rana stuff. So the actual build directory is hidden within developer tools. Within there we will find the executable, which we will move later on when we get not a debug version but the release version. Right. Not happy about that. Okay. So I'm just going to pop into you, Vulkan widget, and open your main. Yeah, we are using Q application here. Okay. Thought we were. This will complain. Okay, it'll go, no, you can't do that. You don't have the things in Qt to do that with. Profile. So we're going to need core, GUI and widgets. We have core, GUI, I'll put that to a plus, and widgets. I would like C available to me for this, definitely, because I think I'm going to program this in C. We'll keep it as a console configuration, but I will remove that configuration. I don't give a dingo's kidney about you lot. We have main, default rules for deployment, looks good. This will not rely on the Midnight static library, so we don't need to add a library. Or do we? No, we don't. Everything's happy? Yeah? Yeah, still the same, but we're now in widget mode. We can now use widgets with it from our console. Good. So even though we launch it from the console, we can open a window and display our model whilst we're converting it. And that's going to be our first goal, is to display that model. It's not a fantastic model, but it is a model. Out of interest. Out of interest. That's interesting. I don't understand why we've got two. That looks like an autosave. Oh! Which one's which then? What's this one? Why have we got this one? Did I accidentally ask for an extra one to be completed? Alright, whatever. Why has that also got a picture on it and this one hasn't? Why is the icon different? I don't want it to be different. Who cares? Other locations. No, don't do that. Go back. What I'm going to do is just pop over to Projects, Twitch, Rana, Developer Tools. We will go into the Converter, which now has our main in it. Because I don't know why they're different at all, I'll just do that, and we will rename it. Okay. Bye. Weird. Right, so we have our lovely, lovely, lovely blender thingy here. Main, do we need anything else in here? Yes, we do. Let's go to the Vulkan widget. What do we got in here? Lots and lots of stuff. Okay. In Developer Tools, we are going to add a new folder. We're going to call it Source. And in the source directory, I want any information I can get out of here that's going to be useful. That's the build directory, that's why. Thank you. Don't want main. I'll take the window. Take those three files. That's the main window. In source, we'll copy our graphics over. Okay. And that will give us the buffers, the renderer, and the widget itself for Vulkan, which we were designing in this. So this is all gold code. It's been completely polished. Alright, that makes that easy. All we therefore need to do at this point in time is say, hey, convert to Blender. How's about adding the source files? And here we go, we have our source files, we have the Rana window, we have the buffers, We have the window and we have the buffers. We also should have had this updated for all of our source files. We have a UI now. None of this is being used. Okay. So, file system. I would like to open main. And just do that. We can now open our main and replace this. Okay, we're alright there. So this will now be source / Let's go down here. We can come out of these, can't we? Bye. Don't need the profile, we've done that one. I hope we don't need the profile anymore. Source, Q application, Q login, Q Vulkan. Source, GFX, Vulkan widget is still the same. And run. There we go. We have a Vulkan window with a widget, an FPS counter, and an exit button. Vulkan is completely working. Not very hard to program, is it? Vulkan's pretty easy. We'll start by getting something on that screen, I think. Yeah. 100%. So let's render something. Yeah, okay, we'll do the bloody triangle. Sorry, I'm just not excited by triangles. So we're not interested in main, we are interested in rendering. So let's get our rendering open. This is our base file for rendering. Let's check we have everything we need for rendering. So this is the, how can you put it? The research bit? Yeah. I suppose so. It's Qt. We do have examples, so we may as well use them. Vulkan, V, W, maybe, V, yeah. Shared. Let's go with a header file for a triangle renderer. Let's open with a text editor. That's a bit big. Just want to pop you down here. Not sure how I can make that window useful. I don't think it matters. Right, let's check this over, guys and gals. We have a class from window renderer. Yep, we have it being set up. They are using MSAA. Alright, we need to know what MSAA is. That's anti-aliasing, isn't it? Don't need to look it up, I have just remembered what it is. So that's a specification for anti-aliasing. MS. Multi-sample comes to mind. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind if I am. We have init resources, we have swap chains, we have releasing the resources, we have a new frame, we have an extra FPS updater. Yeah, because we're good. What do we have down here that's been protected? Create shader. Oh. Do we need one? We've got no light. We don't have a camera. Do we need a shader? We've got a model, that's all. Who the feck knows? Right. So that's protected. Any other? We've also got the window, the device functions, and a current timer for our FPS. They're not bothering about any of this, are they? Oh, they are. It's... What the hell's all this lot? So they are using this. We do not need a rotate. Yeah, let's have a rotation. Alright, let's dump in this lot of rubbish. One code dump coming up. Do they have any includes that I don't? No. It looks like we don't even need those two. Doesn't make sense. I don't really want that. We've already got that. That's fine then. Looks good to me. Let's move on. We can pop you up. Whoa, don't you dare do that. Thank you. Okay. We'll save you lot out. Oh. Okay, we're saved. We do have all of these things which we are going to have to look at in pass 2. This is pass 1 where we just dump stuff in. So we are going to have... Those two lines have been Thank you. So we have the memory for buffers. We have the buffer itself. We have uniforms, which would be for shaders. We have a descriptor pool, which gives us handles, I guess, for descriptors. We'll need to know what a descriptor is, won't we? Oh, it's how you describe something. Of course. Dar. There are 3 variables for the pipeline. A cache, that's memory management. A layout, how our pipeline is going to be laid out, obviously. The pipeline itself, which will have the cache and the layout attached to it. We do have a matrix, a little black box of jiggly numbers. This is for the projection matrix. Again, if you've got a camera and shaders, that's useful. We'll see. We'll see. And a rotation, we'll start it without a rotation and we can mess with that if we wish. We could make that into a QVect 2D or 3D. I'll think about it. Right, okay. We've got enough variables anyway. So, let's start at the top. It does go through everything here very nicely. God, this is easy. They're including functions and QFile. I've got device functions. This is QVulcan window. Thank you. So, read the manual. Qt applications do not link to any Vulkan libraries by default. Instead, all functions are resolved dynamically at runtime. Each QVulcan instance provides a QVulcan functions object, retrievable by QVulcan instance functions. This does not contain device level functions in order to avoid the potential overhead of an internal dispatching. That's because Qt is an event-driven system. Instead, functions that rely on a device or a dispatchable child object of a device being something like a chip on your graphics card, or possibly even a shader on your graphics card, or some kind of functional layer maybe. Okay. And that's done by Vulkan defines functions, so we need both. It does not inherit, they are kept separate. And that's a good reason to do what I'm about to do. So we'll have our functions, please, because we are going to need them now. We are going to be putting something on the screen. QFile. It will be used for shaders. I will skip that. Alright. I think we've got everything we're going to need. Don't know. Let's have a look down. So they're starting off with some static data. Counterclockwise data. So, okay. We'll start off with some data. We will need it in the correct namespace. Would be helpful. Okay. Alright, there's our triangle. Our triangle consists of 3 positions and 3 colours. Good. Y equals up. Not Z. That's the first thing we must note. Our Blender file, Z is up. The Vertex data we are using for our initial test is Y equals up. Keep that in the back of your mind. Be interesting. Okay, we are going to have this piece of garbage, aren't we, I suppose? Right, so it goes all the way to here. Let's have a look at these lines. So we now have, how big is our data set? It's 16 numbers times the size of a float, which will give this in bytes. You can just say size of vertex data will give you exactly the same calculation and give you the same result. Because that is known at compilation time. We can't do it that way if we are loading from a file, our model, as that might not work. But I've got a feeling that we are going to be helped out by a library. Static, inline, VK device size, aligned. Okay. So we're taking the size of a device. What is a VK device? Please tell me. Have you got a definition? A logical device represented by a handle. So a VK device is an integer number. That integer number is used by your graphics card on a table of devices that it will store for you. Piss off. Not very helpful. So it is a logical device. Corresponds to one of the physical devices on the system. So it is an actual physical device. I think it's our GPU. Right, okay. What are we doing with that information? We are taking our GPU and we are byte aligning it. Why? Are you doing something funny here, QT? Let's have a look. I think they might be doing something funny here. Why would we want to byte align something? Well, one of the reasons is it takes a float is 4 bytes. An int isn't. So integers aren't. So if you only have one integer of data going through, you then have to byte align it for the accepted or whatever you've told your device to expect the number of bytes being. That's byte aligning. And it also means that you can do multiple processing at any one time. MSAA. Interesting. Supported samples count, supports, yeah, counts. Where's this being used? VK device size, aligned. Are you being used anywhere in here? I can't see you. Where are you hiding? Control F. 1 of 4. 2 of 4, here we go. Vertex allocation size and uniform allocation size. This is memory being allocated on your graphics card. That does not say unalign, that says uniform align. Probably 64-bit alignment for data being stored. And it governs the page size of the buffer. Or will do. Alright, any more? Where's next? Oh, it's disappeared. Oh well, never mind. Any more alignments down here? Oh no, so we do need it. Oh, we are better off using it, especially if we come across the idea that we are able to render multiple models at once. That's what that comes down to. We may find ourselves having 3 buffers for rendering and streaming 3 buffers through at the same time, but we'll probably only stream 2 buffers through at the same time, which halves obviously the time it takes to render things. It's quite normal to do things like that, especially in Vulkan. In OpenGL, just don't even go there. Not without using assembly language. Right. Think I'm okay with what it's doing now. This is me reading the manual. We are going to keep that, yes. Under rendering, we just start a timer. And that's for our FPS. Here, they are looking at MSAA. We will not be doing so at this point in time. It's way too early to be concerned about this. And it's not required. It's fantastic if you do it and you get it right. Be aware. Right, we're creating a shader. I'm not interested in creating a shader right now. Let's initialize ourselves some resources. We have our device functions. We're taking our Vulkan window instance and getting device functions here. And there you go, M Vulkan window device, that's that bit. The dev functions, or dev funcs, is being derived from that. So remember the separate functions and device functions are separate, so we do need 2 separate things. We haven't got it defined. We've got device functions, but we haven't got device as such. We have. We just haven't done it. Alright, we'll have a device then. Which will be a QVulcan device, of course. Vulkan device, please. This doesn't make sense. It made sense until I started typing it. Where's your dev? Oh, you're not storing it. That's why it didn't make sense. That's bloody stupid. What's the point in having a variable for something you're not storing? Puzzled. That's dev there. At the end of that line. Come back. Never mind. Oh, now it's all gone. And now it's back over here. So let's reread that. Let's read it in full though. Yeah. So it's a VK device. It's not being stored. It's not got an M in front of it. It's only being used for this. Is it used anywhere else? Control F. It's being used 8 times in... No, it's not. Here it is. It is being used in create buffer. It's also being used to create the memory. But it's handing that off to dev functions, which we are storing. And it's doing it each time. Here. So it's handing things off. Yeah, it's the same each time. Dev functions, dev, dev. That's understandable. So we do need the variable. Okay. But I needed to know what that variable was. So we do need a U. So that's a copy. It goes in here. And that means that we can now replace MWindow. Okay. It's MVulcan window. Because we programmed our own. Dev can be used, obviously, to replace MVulcan window device. So we can replace it here. So there you go. Don't like the word dev. We also know that it's the GPU. Because we looked it up. So that's what we're going to call it. And I've just done snake case. After everything that I did yesterday. So let's pop that in there. Okay, that's more descriptive to me. I now understand what it is. Lovely. I shouldn't need to look that up again. The functions for that device are held separately. Okay. That makes sense now. Coffee. I like it when it makes sense. Alright. I'm still not using that stuff up there. I'm just gonna edge this out because this is what we're working on. So we know we know what our GPU is, and we know what functions our GPU now offers that we can use for 3D rendering in Vulkan. Not a bad start. Alright, what do we got? Prepare, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. Right, we have some consts going on here. Let's have a closer look. Right, it seems to be just a block of garbage. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at our block of garbage. We have got the following. Const just means we are not allowed to change it. That's all that means. Oh, that is a semicolon. Sorry, my bad. There we go. Just return character. What do we got here? Right, M window has to be changed to M Vulkan window. That's your first thing. So let's get this sorted out, shall we? Alright. We do have a debug. Uniform buffer offset alignment is %U. Okay. So there's some information for us to delete. So don't call it debug, please. Call it info, shall we? I think it's only fair. The other thing I would not do is that. I would do that. I would separate you off and make you more realistic. Like that. I prefer you like that. I think that's more manageable. If I got a bracket missing. I have. Do I need a bracket? No. Okay. So, concurrent frame count. Sounds useful. Physical device limits. Sounds useful. The device size, I'm guessing that's memory. Yeah. That's to do with memory size. Device limits. I think that goes by this kind of thing I'll show you. It's easy to show you. Do we have one in here? Yeah, we do. So, performance. Tuning. No, let's go to settings. So these govern your limits. So graphics, here we go. Advanced. Anti-aliasing. So there will be limits, and this is setting those limits for the graphics card. I've chosen these. So I've got tessellation. We have a 10-bit format, 10-bit pixel format. We're not using that. Shader caches, not using that. I mean, more for Okay. I have enabled OpenGL triple buffering because I'm going to be using Vulkan. Although OpenGL will treat buffering differently, I just thought it might be wise for me to enable it. As for 10-bit pixel format, we don't normally use that these days. Is this going back, or is this the future? Is this historical or future? It just says support for compatible displays. Because we're in 24-bit, aren't we? So what would 10 be? Would that be 222? That's 6. 4? Interesting. It's not something I've ever programmed, or wanted to know about programming, so... Can't wait to get this keyboard and mouse thing sorted out. Right, so we're okay up to here, we know what's going on. VK buffer create info. Now, this is interesting, because as we've discussed already, we cannot program a buffer. A buffer is an area of memory. It is a physical fixed thing. You cannot program something that is physically fixed. So instead they're going to use meta information called buffer information, or buffer info. Memset, that's just going to be for the size of the buffer. We are going to record that within buffer info. We're not storing this in buffer info, we're just recording the size of the buffer as information for the metadata. The type of buffer is going to be a Vulkan structure type buffer, and we are going to create the information for that, which will give us a set of default information for that buffer. It's an enumeration. VK structure type. Can you please keep that on screen a minute? It's got a value of 12. We could look it up, but I'm confident that that's okay. Our internal layout is vertex uniform uniform, with each uniform buffer start offset aligned, and that's important. That being aligned is very important. If it isn't aligned, it means we can't multi-process. So alignment is a big. Vertex uniform. That's okay because our layout is going to be Vertex. I'm not overly interested in the uniform allocation. We're only going to be loading and displaying one model. A uniform is useless to us. We're not going to need an MVP, are we? Model view projection. Because there's only one model. There's nothing to relate to. It's going to be placed at the origin of the universe. And we are just going to display the origin of the universe in a window on screen. We do not therefore need an MVP, which is attached to the matrix that it was trying to give us, which we did put down this projection matrix. That's your uniform there. I'm going to take that out for now. That'll throw me some errors later on, hopefully. Okay. I'm going to take the uniform out that it's relating to. The data size is 64, by the way. Oh no, it's not. It's using this data size up here. Oh dear. You see, it's using size of vertex data, which is the same damn thing. So we don't need that calculation. Yet. So that's for uniform data. Got you. Interesting. Interesting way of doing it. I'm also going to put brackets here as I've altered it. Okay. That sentence is no longer true. I altered it. Alright, that belongs to that statement. This belongs to nothing now. These don't belong to it. These are the information recordings. So we're now recording the information about what we've just done. The size allocation, plus the current frame count. We are going to have the ability of 3 frames. So it will count frames 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. That's so it knows which buffer we are currently writing into. And that's kept in the information. Uniform allocation size, okay. So we will have one huge buffer split into 3, and that calculation will be pointing to one of these buffers. One of them will be being displayed, one of them will be currently being written to, one of them will be already prepared and be the next to be displayed. That's how that will work. VK buffer usage, vertex buffer bit, VK buffer usage, uniform buffer bit. Yeah. We'll just pop you off the end because we're only interested in the vertex buffer. I don't mind. We'll come back and add you back in if we need you. Uniform use of undeclared identification, uniform allocation size. That's this one. One semicolon double. You can't just put 0 because that will, it's a multiplication. As it's a multiplication, we have to just times it by 1. That will keep it to vertex allocation size for each of the frames that we can put our data into. Right, that's okay, that's that modified. Alright. I'm happy. I've still got a yellow blob here, but never mind. How far into this are we getting? Are you getting anywhere? Right, we've just done that big blob. Alright, let's do the next blob. Because we have memory allocation coming up here. Okay. mdevfunct does not exist. That's because we can write in full words. We're clever programmers. Dev doesn't exist because it's a GPU device. I find that more descriptive. We've still got mbuff. Jesus Christ, these people are bad programmers. I will call them out on it. Window doesn't exist, but you have a Vulkan window. Ours is better than theirs, obviously. Okay. Just not used. Alright, that's fine. What have we just done? Let's give that some space to breathe. Let's take a look at it. Right, we are testing for an error. Is there a VK fail? So VK success is 0, gives you the value 0. VK false gives you the value 0. Okay, note to the Vulkan developers. If you are going to give a success result, do not make it equal to false. Please amend in 1.3.1. You bloody idiots. after that I'm going to have to stop a second. I've just been annoyed. So I'm just going to go and warm my coffee up. That has just annoyed me. Just going to run a program. This could be the end of Vulkan. Literally. Right, we've got an FPS update going through every 1 second. I'm just going to add a Q debug. This is going to be removed. It is going to be is this a security breach allowing access via the GPU? Evaluate and output to this stream VK false is equal to VK success. This should be an error. Semicolon. It hasn't given me an error. I'm going to try and build and run this. Is this a security breach allowing access via the GPU? True. Hello, hackers. Welcome to the future of 3D programming. Vulkan is going to take over from OpenGL. I'm 100% certain of that. And look what my program is telling you. This program was recorded, running, I know, on my computer, well, on one of my computers. I programmed it, so it is not actually a security breach in this version of the code. This is being recorded on the 28th of March 2022 using Vulkan 1.3. Do I have any information left to store? Because this is going to get recorded and placed onto YouTube. So Vulkan SDK currently, as of today, they don't want to tell us who it is, what version. This is Lunar G. Fair enough. Where's Kronos? This kind of programming I expect from Microsoft, not from independent people who should know what they're doing. Okay, I put Vulkan SDK in. Let's just try Vulkan by itself without the 1.3. Vulkan.org. Here we go. It's 1.3. Has it been patched? It's only advertising 1.3 here. I need to know if you've been patched, mateys. You haven't been patched. Shit. You fucking idiots. Vulkan cannot detect unauthorized access to the GPU. The GPU is one of the biggest areas inside of your computer that can run programs in parallel at breakneck speed, data crunching, or doing things like crypto mining. Are you seeing where I'm going? That's the Lunar G tools. Extra layers. Shit. That's Intel. I'm using this. That's an official repository. As of the 5th of March 2022, Vulkan will allow anybody to come along and use your GPU to mine cryptocurrency without your authorization. Holy shit. And I haven't even got the driver installed. Yeah. You do not need to be vulnerable to Vulkan. By having a driver installed. You don't even need the driver installed for this exploit to happen. It will take, well, it would probably take me 20 minutes to outline a system and develop it to a fundamental base system for hacking, but then I would need a deployment system. There's plenty of those on the web, I could just download one. So within 24 hours I can actually get onto the internet a crypto mining, or even worse, dare I say it, a cryptocurrency stealing. I'm not even going to call it a virus. Yeah, okay, I'll call it a virus. Because Vulkan, so any time that Vulkan is employed on your computer, you will then allow the virus that I can create to access and run stored programs on your GPU without your knowledge. Why? Because your GPU has no way of telling you that it's doing it. You cannot detect what is running on your GPU. Because to detect what is running on your GPU, you need the result of success. But that also tells you something different. It also tells you that, hey, there's nothing running on my GPU. It's returned false. Can you see a problem? How do you detect the virus on your GPU? You can't. Because you are expecting a false result. Kronos Group, grow up. Okay, now we've found possibly one of the biggest exploits currently out there in the wild, and if anybody out there is watching in and you are a hacker and you decide to do this, could you please not reference this video? Well, yeah, actually no, sod it, reference this video. And if they take me to court, well, God help them. Right. On that note, can we continue using Vulkan? Ethically. It's got a huge bug. It's using an incorrect return value. Hey, not my programming. Do I stick my head in the sand and say it's somebody else's problem? Or do I send my virus to the Kronos Group and run it on their servers? Choices, choices. Should we teach them a lesson? Should we fire the whole of their staff and tell them to go and get employed by Microsoft? What should we do? What do you think, chap? What should we do with this knowledge? Well, I'm sharing it with you, so I haven't done nothing. The fallout from sharing it with you is, well, whatever you do with that knowledge. If you don't know how to hack, I'm not going to teach you. So, sorry, this is game programming, not hack programming. Hacking isn't hard to do, though. So our QD bug has to remain. I'm not prepared to continue programming this today. I'm not going to teach people how to set the world up for the biggest disaster that's ever going to happen. Cryptocurrencies are already too fragile against hacking because of the wallet system that it uses. As for mining cryptocurrency stuff, using other people's GPUs for it, that's already happening. Which is why I've got a Radeon GPU and not an Intel one. If you don't know, the Intel have the vulnerabilities. The Radeon one still has some of the vulnerabilities, but less. But they are still hackable. It's just that most viruses of that nature will go for 1080 plus graphics cards from Intel. For very good reason. What should we do? Right, we'll close that screen. Sorry I got upset. I don't know if I'm right to get upset with that, or whether it should affect me at all anymore. But we have to pause for thought, don't we? That code is not going up onto GitHub, is it? Yes, it is. Sorry, GitHub. Sorry, Coronos Group. Warning, the commit subject is very short. Well, it's actually nothing. If you can't count to 0, why are you giving me a warning? What can we say about this? Initial setup. Initial setup. for first rendering. Dev stopped due to discovering a GPU exploit within the Vulkan SDK. Somebody obviously didn't think things through. They just accidentally put a 0 instead of a 1. That's all that's happened. In a hash define of all things. I could alter that. Would it compile? I'd then have to recompile the SDK with the different hash define, wouldn't I? It's not my business to fix their mistakes. Right, let's give you the code. Do with it what you will. This is a game development club. Everything is shared. Push. La 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 la. There it is. Convert Blender to Midnight. It's here. The source code is here. If you check inside of the rendering.cpp, you will see that the code qdebug exists. Wonder how long it'll take them to realise. Maybe 25 years or so. When it's something as simple as that, people don't even look at what they're writing. They just copy and paste. And then the problem just accelerates, doesn't it? It'll never get better. Alright, that's that done. Okay, so we have to make notes of all of this garbage. Thanks. A bunch. Oh, he's overreacting. No, I'm not. Okay. Okay, that's working. What do you think my job was with the British government? And am I overreacting? Right. Because that's who I worked for 25 years. I don't know who you worked for, but there you go. That's been created. DevTool. Started. Currently stalled. due to VK SDK security vulnerability. Told you I wouldn't pull any punches. Discovered. We now have to list down all of the research. So that is VK SDK. It's 1.3 and it's Kronos Group. We are using programming in Qt. On date 28th 03 2022. Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork goes into this kind of shit. Time 1600 to 1639. Recorded and published on the 29th, which will be tomorrow, the 29th of the 3rd of 2022, to YouTube. The YouTube URL channel Fraser Sharp. That'll do. That can be found. Channel Fraser Sharp. So I have to record all of this, otherwise I am at fault. Possibly even legally. So I'll let my legally beaglies deal with it. They can watch this and decide. They will then be given all the information as well. So recorded and published, blah blah blah, which is tomorrow, to YouTube channel Fraser Sharp. Video title. Let's get the video title, shall we, peeps? How many times do you go programming and then have to stop halfway through because of bloody stupidity? For me, it's quite a lot. Can I open this? Nope. If I go to Stream Manager and I edit Stream Info, remember I do not edit my streams when I upload them. So all I want to do is copy that. That can go away. I just want something to open. What can we open? Anything will do. Notepad. Yes, it's got a dark background. Well done, Microsoft. You've been listening to me. Except I didn't really want 2 notepads. It's our first 3D model. I can't use colons because it's in the title. Oh, I can. Our first 3D model. Programming Games Club. That didn't go well. Thanks. Programming Games Club. We're going to come across interesting things as we go through programming games. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's not very clear. S-H-A-R-P. Clearer. Legally beaglies don't like fudged things. Alright, so we're okay there. Recorded and published on the 29th of March 2022. Okay, it's a future date, but it does exist and it is tomorrow. To YouTube, channel Fraser Sharp, video title, Our First 3D Model, Programming Games Club. Last piece of information required so that it can be located easily is playlist programming games. Which is a resource which I am creating for anybody wishing to program games. And if they want to talk to me direct, there is a Discord. So we can do a Discord advert right here and now. Does it come up in Twitch? No. Okay. Control V. Control V. Hit return. Oh, there it is. HTTPS Discord GG M6C UKA8H. This will be alive for as long as Discord allows it to be alive. You can join my Discord channel there if you want to talk to me outside of game programming, or I can make a private voice channel if you wish to talk to me in private about other things. Whilst on stream, I will only talk about programming games. If I do come across security problems, then obviously I do have to make these kind of notes and protect myself from any comeback from the lawyers. Right, that's okay, that's done. I will have to make a choice about that. What to do about it, obviously. I think I'm just going to continue programming. Currently, I think I'm just going to continue programming this dev tool, because the dev tool isn't actually part of the final thing, but the sub problem is that the final thing will have Vulkan SDK involved. Now, if I... Well, yes, I can do something about that. I mean, the final product would probably be on a USB drive that you plug in and then boot your computer into. It will hold its own bootstrap, probably very basic Linux kernel bootstrap. It will then boot into something that I wrote in assembly language. That will become the operating system on the flash drive, and that will run the application. I could alter the SDK before final release and correct the mistake that they've made. Or we can give them time to do it themselves. I think I will be reporting this problem to them. We'll see. I'll sort that out tonight. I'm not doing that on air. That's nothing to do with the Games Club. The actual code and SDKs and anything that's that we are using, or techniques that we are using, I'm more than happy to go through. But when it comes down to security within games, there isn't any. It's not needed. So I'm not overly worried about this for the game. I'm more worried about this for the PC running the game. This isn't a game bug. This is a PC bug. This is a hardware problem, not a software problem. And it can easily be corrected. So it's not a worrying one. Okay, so we have discussed this strange thing that I've made, this strange tile that I've made. And we are getting to the stage now where we can probably load it up. I will continue programming this, but not until I've decided on what to do with this information. So, how are we going to be loading it? That'd be stupid, I only wanted to open it. We're going to use Assemp. We're going to use Assemp to open it up. So here we go, here's Assemp. Oh good, you got a dark background, thank you. We've got ports for Android, Python, .NET, Pascal, JavaScript, Node.js interface, Unity 3D, Unreal Engine, JVM, HAX and Rust. We can also port to C, C++ and assembly language, should we wish. If you are using any of those languages, then you're fine. It does go to Go as well. Golang. It's just not in that list. If that is the list, then it goes in. It'll port to Golang without any difficulty whatsoever. That's good, because that is one of the languages I have my eyes on at the moment. Okay, installation data structures extended library. Let's see how we're going to do this. We can extend the library. Okay, we have C++ class interface. I think we're going to use C. It's damn sight simpler than this garbage. C++ is good if you want the object. And here it's just if. We don't need the object because we're not going to be keeping the object. All we're going to be doing is loading the data, transferring it into our buffer files, and then saving our buffer files directly out to storage. And that can then be loaded in through the Midnight static library. So we don't need a class, we don't need an object, we don't need to keep it around to use it for anything. We can just use C, which is easier actually and will create less problems. Logging. We won't be needing any of that. An example class. Exporting models. Oh, there is an exporter there. It will cover everything we need. That's interesting. It doesn't say the one that we're using. What are we using? We're using Blender. It supports Blender. Wonder why it's not here. Asimp Blender. Blend. Well, it's obviously working. And that image is correct. I'm not sure that they've got the texture correct. You've got to look at the ears. Can I get this blown up? Oh no, just goes to the next one, does it? No, that's no good to me. I need Suzanne. Go back. Go back to Suzanne, please. Open image in new tab. Can I? No. There's nothing here. It's just a straight image. Okay. Joko! Hiya, welcome to the Discord server. It's good to have people join in. I don't know if the channel I am currently in is private. If you do join this channel, and you can, then if you can join this channel, please be aware that it's parent guided, and I will throw you out if you swear or misbehave. Right, get back to that ear. Light direction is here. The specular is there. Hey! Sent a sticker wave. Oh, thanks, Sil. You're a gem. I do have a reply to that last text you sent me, Sil. Right, that's been done in the fragment shader. Right, okay, that's fine, then it will work. Lovely. So Blender will work. .blend files will load up through Asimp, and if you use the Vertex shader, you're going to be okay. I'm a bit iffy about the join on that texture that's going down the center of the head of that Suzanne model, but that's just the way they've made it, not necessarily the outcome that we will encounter. So we're good. We will not be doing abstract methods, there's no need for them. Lovely. I closed it by accident. So we're looking at this. So we have a reader, a writer, a seeker, a file size. Oh, that's something I wanted to look at, wasn't it? Oh, I've switched the computer off, it's too late now. I was going to look at the file size. See how big it was. See if it could be sent over the network. I think Discord's easier to use than Twitch, and on Twitch it's got these bots and things which I don't like, because they censor you indiscriminately and treat you like villains, basically, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think people on Twitch should adhere to self-censorship. I think the internet needs to grow up and start treating people fairly and like grown-ups. Okay, there may be a lot of kids out there using this platform, but how are they going to learn? Who's going to teach them? The idea of a troll is fictional. The idea of people calling somebody a troll makes them a troll themselves, because they cannot be bothered to teach the person how to interact properly. The internet is a self-governing medium. Right. Yeah, we've got this. We've got this. That's fine. Can we make that simple? Probably. What can we do with that? I think I'm going to be telling you a story, but it's already 5 o'clock. Oh, damn, it's 5 o'clock, so we're going to finish. Right, so I am going to be leaving this computer. Well, I don't need to, it's on my phone. Oh, look at that! Oh, Sil, where did you get that from? Is your lady friend into this kind of thing? Because if she is, that is awesome. If that's you, figures. If you're the person that's gone around and looked for that, it figures. That's the kind of person that Sil is. I think that one thing. I don't even know what to call it. An emote? I don't know. An emoji? What the hell is it? I'm too old for this kind of thing. Sorry, I'm a little gobsmacked. A little gobsmacked. So, welcome people. Actually. There is a broadcasting booth here. Oh. Okay. I'll pop myself in there for now. As we're finished. And I want everybody to think about games they want to make. I want people to experiment with code and try and make games that they want to make. And if they come across problems, well, the Games Club is only about solutions. So if you really do get stuck, come along. We've got a Discord where we can now post links. Any of those links causing problems, I will cause problems for the person posting the links. Be aware, I'm not nice. I might sound pleasant, but I'm not. I'm a cantankerous old git. And I don't like being messed about. So, treat people fairly. Join the Discord. Grow up. Communicate properly. Don't stamp your feet or get annoyed or upset if somebody says something you don't like. If you find you're having a problem with what somebody's saying, then tell them, but be polite. Treat everybody in the same fashion that you wish to be treated yourself. Stick to that rule, and the community will be safe. Break that rule, you will have no community very quickly. Take care, peeps. And yes, I'm not using OBS. We are using my graphics card. That's another reason why I'm worried about that little exploit I've just found. My graphics card is my streaming device. So, on that bombshell, take care and have fun.